you actually get shit done when you have ADHD? You want to get shit done. You really, really do. You want to accomplish all the tasks at your plate. You care, you have these goals, you have these great ideas, and then you just end up staring at the wall, doing nothing. It's not laziness. It's not a character flaw. It's executive functioning. And this video isn't about fixing that. It's about understanding how your mind actually works, so you can finally work with it instead of against it. We're not going to change your brain. We're going to change the environment it works in. And I actually find that most of the people with ADHD I work with have never figured out exactly how their brain works differently and how to use that as an asset. Instead, they spend all of their time trying to play by the same rules as everyone else. When it comes to tasks, people with ADHD can't do that. So we're going to go through 6 different things to understand how your brain works, and then what you can do to overcome that to really get tasks completed. And I'll show you some of my systems. I'll show you what works for me. It's not more planners. It's not better markers or more organizational tools. It's a lot simpler than that. And it can really help you complete all the tasks in front of you, and for the first time, consistently get all of those tasks done and completed. So the first thing you need to understand about your ADHD brain is that it's built for urgency and emotion. It's not built for logic. ADHD brains are based on interests, not priority-based. This means that logic doesn't get our engine starting, emotion does. So when you can't start that important thing, it's not because you don't care. It's because important doesn't equal interesting or urgent to your brain. Just because it's important to someone else doesn't necessarily mean it's important to you, or you've made the connection on why it should be important. Your brain releases dopamine when something's new, fun, exciting, risky, or emotional. This is why you can hyper-focus on a project at 2 a.m., but you can't seem to answer an email at 2 p.m. At 2 a.m., you're focusing on something that drives your passion, that you're excited about, that you're emotionally charged about. But that 2 p.m. email doesn't really do it for you. You're trying to run your brains on shoulds, but you need to start using hooks. An example for me is I failed college history twice. It actually put me on academic probation. I was getting really great grades until a couple key classes that I couldn't even manage a C in. And history was really one of those things for me. I felt like, why are you asking me to remember the maiden name of a president from hundreds of years ago, or the wife's maiden name of a president hundreds of years ago, or this obscure date that isn't part of a war, it's just his birthday? Like, why are these things relevant? Why do I need to memorize these? And I tried, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get these historical facts to equate as important in my brain. And what really changed it all for me is when I went to a different type of college. I started going to a research college about halfway through my career, and they applied it differently. They said, Rachel, pick a topic you're interested in. I loved the 1920s and the mafia and prohibition and that whole era. Love it. They're like, pick a topic you're interested in. I need you to do this deep research, dive into it, read some articles, do your research, peer-reviewed, write a 15-page paper on it. No problem. I wrote a 25-page paper because I loved it. This was a topic that interested me, and I got to apply the information in ways that I wanted it to. But that's what we need to do for our brain. I couldn't memorize facts just because I was told to memorize facts. I needed to tie it to something that was important to me. That's the same thing you need to do with your tasks. You need to be able to tie it to something that's important to you. You need to be able to create these hooks. And these hooks are created in very specific ways. First, you need a personal tie. You need to make a hook by a personal tie. How is this person to you? What does this add value to? What are the consequences? How do the consequences matter to you? Is there a way that you can remember the dates, remember the times, push this task forward because you can make it personal to you? If that doesn't work, try urgency. Urgency is an amazing asset for the ADHD mind. Create time, create pressure, create accountability. If your task isn't due for 3 weeks, but you need to get started on it now, break it into a smaller task and give yourself a deadline. Have an accountability partner that you check in and say, hey, how's this going?